في آب 2013 أصدر مصرف لبنان المركزي التعميم رقم 331 المتعلق بالشركات الناشئة أو StartUps، معلناً بذلك ضخ مبلغ 400 مليون دولار أمريكي في السوق المحلي لدعم وتشجيع الاستثمار في القطاع الرقمي اللبناني وتوفير بيئة حاضنة لهذا القطاع والحد من هجرة الشباب. هذا البرنامج يسلط الضوء على هذا القطاع التكنولوجي المهم والإنجازات العديدة للشباب اللبناني المستفيد من هذا التعميم.
مرحبا واهلا وسهلا فيكم بحلقه جديده من ستارت اب 331. الليله حلقتنا جامعيه بامتياز. بيريتك نظموا هاكاثون تحت عنوان اجريتك جمعه سبت واحد، رح نفرجيكم نتيجه هالهاكاثون. ولكن بدايه خلونا نبلش مع دكتور بيجان أزاد من دروزة سنتر بالايوبي. نحن اعزائنا هلا بالجامعه الامريكيه في بيروت بالايوبي وبالدروزة سنتر بالتحديد، ومعنا الدكتور بيجان أزاد اللي هو المدير العام لدروزة سنتر اللي رح يشرح لنا ورح يعرفنا على الدروزة سنتر. دكتور بيجان, good morning.
Good morning, Fuad.
I would like to start with the name Darwaza. What does it specifically mean to you?
Darwaza family is a Palestinian Jordanian family.
Okay.
And Samih Darwaza is a graduate of AUB 1954.
Okay.
He graduated in pharmacy and then he went to the States, United States. He worked for a pharma company and then he came back in Jordan and he set up a company. And now, basically, needless to say, that company is now worth on the London Stock Exchange for $5 billion.
Oh, okay.
The family donated money to AUB to promote entrepreneurship and innovation, especially focusing on the student activities. But basically, our mission is in that line. So Darwaza is the name of the family, and they're very interested in promoting this.
Let us go into the mission of Darwaza Center and the objectives and the goals a little bit. What is the primary focus?
So we have, if you like, a broad mandate to promote entrepreneurship and innovative thinking among students, but also be thought leaders, in the region in promoting this and transforming business practices. So because of that, we have multiple programs that addresses different aspects. So on the student side, we take the student side very seriously. Why? We know very well that the region needs lots of jobs, but also these jobs cannot be created only by governments. And therefore, a lot of the graduates must go out there, more or less set up businesses and create those jobs. But this is a long process. And for instance, the Darwaza family, the company, it has taken 35 years for it to where it is. And they set up in 1977. Today, where they are, this is a long process. And the company originally, more or less had a few employees and more or less introducing generic drugs to the region. So a focus is that we promote entrepreneurial thinking and the fact that if you have an idea, take it to the next step. How do you take it to the next step? We have a contest. Through that contest, students participate. We select the ones that have better viability, and as you can see, for instance, the activity today is training them and taking them to the next step. That's one mandate. The second mandate is that we promote also non-academic programs that are geared towards outside entities. In other words, we go work with companies, SMEs, more or less small and medium-sized enterprises, and we give them training and education as well as some consultancy to help them grow. 92% of the companies in the region are SMEs. These companies are approximately anywhere from 15 to 50 employees. And it turns out these companies are the core economic engine of the region, but a lot of them are stuck and are unable to grow. So another aspect of our mandate is that more or less help these companies, but these basically entities are not in the university. So we have a program which is called Growth Readiness Program. It's geared towards that. The third pillar of our mandate is that we research and produce case studies of successful entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial companies. And then by doing a study and then trying to bring the study back to the classroom or through this activity we have like a prize, we promote this culture of entrepreneurship by documenting and creating role models. For instance, let's say Nada Debes is a Lebanese entrepreneur, high-end craft furniture. So we have documented her case, and more or less we teach the fact that if you have an idea, and if you really are ambitious enough and you have the stamina and perseverance, you can succeed. Look at Nada Debes, she's doing well. So it's important that our role models not just be Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg. It's important to have local role models. So that's the third pillar. The fourth pillar is effectively trying to create a culture where entrepreneurial mindset is as powerful or as a good option and going and getting a job. Why? If you ask our graduates, and when we started work, which was 5 years ago, if you ask most AUB students, and I think other university students are more or less the same, is that their ideal job is go get work for a multinational company or go work for government. What we want is that over time, working either as an entrepreneur yourself or working for an entrepreneurial company becomes a viable career path, right? And that's not easy.
But don't you think that working the traditional way of thinking, like working for government or working for a multinational or corporate, represents some sort of stability and security on the long run? It is a place where you can build a career. Whereas working for entrepreneurs, that especially if it's a new entrepreneurship, might have some risks in it. Especially that you yourself, you was just explaining about the third pillar that you have, that you are helping SMEs in growing. So how does this work? It's kind of a dilemma a little bit.
100%. So, and you put your finger on it. So to me, the way we think it should work is that you want to learn throughout your career and find out what best works for you. And frankly, no more than 10% of the population is made to last through an entrepreneurial career, and probably no more than 25% of the population is interested in working for an entrepreneurial company. Why? Most people, like you said, are risk averse. It's okay, but we want to reach the 25% of the population who are interested in working for an entrepreneurial company and the 10% who want to be entrepreneurs. If we reach them and we establish this through a systematic way, this is viable, it's okay. And of course, it's very important, like today, or the process of competing, it's not for everybody. These guys, students, you can tell, some of them get discouraged and more or less quickly find out this is not for them. But some of them realize they really thrive. So the objective is not so much that everybody will become like this. It's more like establishing that this is viable, and if it really kind of jives with your career goals and your personality, in your early years, maybe a stability doesn't count as much for you, why not? So I am fully aware of what you're saying, and it's very correct. It's not moit for everybody, and frankly, a lot of people prefer stability. It's okay. It's okay, not at all. Not a problem at all.
What I am noticing in today's generation, in today's youth, let me say, I'm noticing that they do want, even if they're not entrepreneurs, they do want to get involved into entrepreneurship and work for an SME or an entrepreneur or a new startup, because they feel that it's the culture that drives them rather than stability or making money. They want to learn. They don't want to go into a blue-collar environment where it's governed by rules and regulations and history and chain of command and so on. Whereas they feel more at ease working in an environment where they are free to think and express themselves and do things between a manager and an employee the way they want. Do you get that feeling in today's AUB students?
You can't be more right. Millennials, I have children myself, the sense of loyalty and job attachment is not there. It's totally different from my generation. I'm from the 50s, So I would say totally different. Number one is that they want also to more or less be their own boss, much more than my generation.
Yes.
Second, what I see is that they also are very keen in making sure that somehow they are able to kind of express themselves. And in my generation, expressing yourself was not exactly a priority. But from my point of view, the most important thing that I see is that they are willing to experiment much more than my generation.
Yes.
So, and I think this is where the connection with the startups comes in. The current generation really looks like, from my point of view, you are able to attract them. And given, for instance, the Circular 331 of the central bank only has been around for 3-4 years, right? And you see a lot of activity happening in the ecosystem, and people are actually gravitating. So I think you put your finger on it, that definitely this generation appears to be much more entrepreneurial oriented than my generation.
And rebellious at times.
Much more.
James Dean type, if you will.
Yes, definitely.
What are the programs for Darwaza for 2017?
So,
other than the competition that you are currently holding?
So basically we have a repetitive program like the competition that runs. So the purpose of the competition is to basically generate interest and then generate these startups, and then we push them out into the market. Because also one of the key we see as our mission, for instance, in supporting Circular 331 is that we want what technically we call deal flow. Deal flow means that you need to have a number of startups hitting the market. Why? Not all of these startups succeed, right? So what you need, let's say 20 to hit the market in order for like 5 of them to survive 5 years from now, right? So we see our mission to create this deal flow, and I think a lot of other universities, ESA, Lebanese University, Beirut Arab University, everybody has their own program more or less doing this. In addition, what we are trying to do is basically, as I mentioned, this growth readiness program that we have established. We experimented with it. We have the first cohort graduated. There are 12 companies. Now we are moving into offering this for women entrepreneurs. That's something we're going to launch in 2017. And then we hope also to work with SMEs and venture capital companies so that they're able to capitalize on this program. It's a 10-day executive education intense program. We train them in strategy formulation, in HR, in accounting and finance, in negotiation, sales, marketing, and corporate governance. And why we think that these are the critical missing ingredients in most SMEs. And if we can help them on those fronts, we think that they can be put on a good, solid foundation to grow. So that's more or less, that's our 2017 program.
Good. We will be following your progress, inshallah, in 2017 and covering those events. Dr. Bijan Azad, thank you very much. And we hope to see you soon in
Thank you very much, Fouad and Tel Liban, for coming here, and really we're very excited to collaborate. Thank you again.
You're welcome. تحت عنوان أجريتك نظمت بيريتك هاكاثون، أول هاكاثون لهم. تنشرح شوي شو الفرق بين ايدياثون وهاكاثون. الايدياثون هو لما أحد المنظمين بينظم بمكان ما لحتى رواد الأعمال أو انتربرنور يجوا يقدموا أفكارهم أو يعملوا بيتشنج، واللي بياخد أفضل فكرة بياخد جائزة مالية محددة حتى يبلش ويطور شركته. أما الهاكاثون هي شبيهة بالايدياثون ولكن في إلها مدة زمنية معينة، يعني معهم 24 ساعة 48 ساعة بتوصل لحد 72 ساعة بيجمعون بمكان وبيقعدوا بهالفترة الزمنية بيطرحوا عليهم مشكلة وبدهم يطلعوا بحل ويكون تحت بشكل شركي. فهذا الهاكاثون اللي عم بيصير اليوم نظمته بيريتك. فخلونا نشوف كيف بيصير الهاكاثون.
هيدا بطبيعة الحال هو فولو اب لللانش اللي صار بالفور سيزون couple of months ago. والفكرة هي انه هيدا هاكاثون كان على يومين بيجمع تيمز يلي طلب منهم انه يحضروا خلال 24-48 ساعة البيتش تبعهم للفكرة يلي هن بدهم يعملوها. هلا في جادج بانل يلي هو رح يقرر مين الويننج تيمز، وبالفعل يعني شفنا اقبال كتير مهم على هالفيرست ايفنت، وبعتقد رح نشوف من وراء هالموضوع هيدا عدة شركات يلي that qualify to be part of the accelerator، لأنه مثل ما بتعرفوا إنه نحن خصصنا accelerator لموضوع الأجريتك، وبالتالي بعتقد إنه هالانطلاقة يلي نحن مشينا فيها كتير مهمة، ومن خلالها رح يكون في عدة شركات رح تنشأ من بموضوع الأجريتك.
هلا بلشتوا حضرتكم بالستودنتس او طلاب الجامعات، بس رح تعملوا اكسباند؟
بالضروره ايه اكيد. الموضوع هو هيدي الكومبيتيشن والاجريتك اكسلريتور اوبن لكل العالم، اشخاص ان كانوا باليونيفرسيتي او بطبيعه الحال من الفيلد او عندهم هن شركاتهم. وشفنا فعلا كنت باول مرحله للجوري، وفعلا في اشياء كتير مهمه.
Good evening, everyone. We're so excited to have everybody here today. Before we start the judging, I have few words to say about everybody who helped us organize this great event. As you can see, slides are touring, but I want to start first by thanking the Dutch Embassy for supporting this program. I want to thank our platinum sponsor, Unifert, who supported us. Our gold sponsors, CNC Lab and SE Factory. We had also media partners that are StartUp 331, WAMDA and ArabNet, who are also present and are present with us and are spreading the word about the program. We have also judges who judged before, who eliminated the process, and each and every one of them put their time to evaluate and help. And we have currently with us, we have selected the top 10 competitors who will pitch now in front of our esteemed judges.
نحن عم نعمل ابلكيشن بتسهل حياة الناس اللي ما عندهم ابدا خبرة بالزراعة او عندهم شوية خبرة، وهي هدفها انه نخليكم تعرفوا شو تزرعوا بالمحل اللي انتم عبالكم تزرعوا فيه. لكن نحن عم ناخذ اللوكيشن تبعكم وسفر الاوتبوت، مثل مثلا اذا بدكم اياها اندور او اوتدور، اذا في المحل اللي بدكم تحطوها شمس او في، ومنقول لكم الشجر اللي هن بينحطوا بهذا المحل. وبعدين بس تنقوا انتم الورد اللي بدكم اياها، بنوصلكم على محلات اللي بيبيعوا الورد، وهيك بتقدروا تشوفوا من الارخص للاغلى، يعني السعر اللي بيناسبكم، او اقرب شيء لابعد محل ورد قريب عليكم. وبدي اعرفكم على التيم تبعي، رضا وجول، كلنا اشتغلنا لنا 3 ايام عم نشتغل على الموضوع، انجا نمنا سورتو رضا قدرنا حققنا هيدا الهدف.
شباب انتم مشاركين بالهاكاثون تبع اجريتك، اشرحوا لنا شوي الفكره تبعكم وشو بيعني لكم اجريتك.
اوكي، يس جبور المعلوف. انا عملت ديزاين لبوكس لهارفستنج بوكس. هالهارفستنج بوكس عم نشتغلها نحن، هي حتى الفواكه اللي بتكون فراجايل بس نستعملها ما تنتزع هالفواكه. تعمل ماركينج لقديش الوزن لحتى ما حدا انه يحمل زياده عن الوزن، بصير اللي عم يشتغل يعرف انه هلا مثلا صارت 6 كيلو خلينا نفضيها ونرجع نعبيها بعد شوي.
هاي انا اسمي انطوني رعد، واول شيء حابب اقول انه اجريتك كان عن جد بيست اكسبيرينس ايفر، عن جد يعني كان شيء كتير قوي. في كتير انفسترز، في كتير عالم يعني مستثمرين، في كتير عالم منتورز، عالم معنا دائما يساعدونا نطور فكرتنا على الاخر ونعمل هالتطور بشكل يعني عن جد ب 48 ساعه بدنا نعمل العمايل بشيء كتير حلو عن جد يعني.
إيميل سوايا، أنا بعرفك أنت الفاوندر تبع ريابل وعملنا انترفيو من حوالي سنة، شو عم تعمل هون بهاكاثون تبع أجريتك؟
نحن كشركة هدفنا to promote independence للناس اللي عندهم احتياجات خاصة، والمشروع اللي عندنا تحت هو aeroponic system، يعني سيستم بيشتغل مع السمك ليعطي نيوترينتس للنباتات، وعملناها مثل لعبة لتساعدهم كيف to recognize emotions، تساعدهم كيف يهتموا بأشياء، وكمان بتعطيهم سلطة كل يوم ل 12 شهر وبتعطيهم سيلف اندبندنس. فالبروتوتايب اللي عملناه تحت is aimed على هالشيء.
بهالويك اند كان عندنا 110 مشتركين بالاجريتك هاكاثون عم يحاولوا يلاقوا حلول لمشاكل الزراعه والتصنيع الغذائي بلبنان. كان عندنا 22 فريق، 2 منهم وصلوا للنهايه، كل واحد منهم الفريق الاول بيربح $3000 وبيطلع له اكسس دايركت تيقدروا يفوت بالاجريتك اكسلريتر. الفريق الثاني بيربح $1500 وبيربح كمان انتساب بالاجريتك اكسلريتر تيقدروا يطوروا فكرتهم ويكونوا بزنس ويقلعوا شركتهم من وراء هالبروجرام. ب 19 ابريل بيكون اخر نهار ليقدموا العالم الابلكيشنز تبعهم تيقدروا يشتركوا بالاكسلريتر والانكوبيتر تاع البروجرام. رح يكون في كمان مسابقات جايه بعد مده زمنيه معينه بعد ما حددناها هلا، بس بدنا اكثر واكثر نوعي العالم انه في عندنا قطاع الزراعه والتصنيع الغذائي بيحمل كثير تطوير، ونحن بندعيكم تتابعوا agritech.org وتشوفوا شو عندنا مسابقات ومعلومات تنقدر نساعدكم وتساعدوا لبنان يقلع لقدام بهالقطاعات.
The whole jury sees the problem of apple production, but I mean it can go for other fruits afterwards. The idea itself, of course, is not very technological, but it's biological. The jury did find that you are going to need a lot of technological help to get the coating organized in such a way that it really works. And that is something where we say the AgriTech program can really take you on. And your idea, the problem, and the AgriTech support will really get you somewhere. So I'm going to ask our sponsors, there we go. Yes, second prize to Start Team. First prize, Subaladi. Congratulations, a clear problem, a good solution, obviously still a lot of work, but that's why we have the accelerator and you get straight into the accelerator program. Congratulations.
ولما ميري اللي ربحت الهاكاثون تبع أجريتك هي أيضا طالبة AUB وأطلقت مبادرة Make It Work. خلينا نسمع لما ميري نفسها عم تشرح لنا عن مبادرة Make It Work.
أنا اسمي لما ميري، أنا طالبة Chemical Engineering بالAUB وهي رابع سنة إلي. يعني هلا بتخرج بس يعني شيء تاني. لاحظت إنه من الصفوفية اللي أخذتها أو من competitions اللي فتت فيها، لاحظت إنه في كتير عالم بالAUB عندها أفكار كتير حلوة، بس أفكارها بس أفكار، ما عم بنعمل فيها شيء. They're not being turned into businesses، مع إنه كتير عندهم potential. فحرام الفكرة تبقى فكرة. يلي عملناه اليوم جمعت تيم كتير قبضاي على فكرة. عملنا شيء اسمه Make It Work. Make It Work هدفها هو نشجع الانتربرينورشيب مش بس كمهنة بس كطريقة تفكير، وحابين نشجع العالم اوكي انت طلعت بفكرة درسها، شوفوا انه شو بيطلع منها، ما تتركها بس على ورقة. هلا هن بعدهم بالايديشن ستيج، بعد ما عندهم فكرة شو مطلوب منهم، لانه نحن كثير متعودين نطلع على الفكرة اوكي انا كيف هيدي بدي اعطيها لماي بروفيسور، شو بدي اعطيه كرمال يطلع لي اعلى علامة، هيك متعودين نفكر. فنحن عم نجرب نعلمهم انه انتم شو مطلوب منكم حتى تقدروا ما تكون الفكره بس بروجكت، تكون الفكره لا بزنس eventually. فاليوم جامعين الطلاب يلي حابين يقدموا افكارهم لشركات ممكن تساعدهم تحول فكرتهم لشيء اكثر، جامعينهم سوا بذات الاوضه عم بيتحدثوا، عم بيعملوا بيتش ديك، عم بيعرضوا افكارهم، عم بيسالوا اسئله، عم بياخذوا عم بيعطوا من بعضهم. وعندنا ستارت ابس مخرجين من بوت كامبس كمان موجودين معنا اليوم حتى يحكوا عن هن their journey، كيف بلشوا، شو صار فيهم. اول مره اذا ما مشي الحال ليه ما مشي الحال، ثاني مره اذا ما مشي الحال ليه ما مشي الحال، وثالث مره اللي ناقشت معهم.
What role does research play in the business that you're running today?
Okay, so a brief intro about CVs, just so that we all know what the product is. CVs is working on developing, producing actually sustainable fabric that is made out of recycled polyester that comes from plastic bottles. So instead of throwing them, we take them, we produce fibers, mix them with natural fibers and make fabric. So this is the actual product. I wouldn't have arrived at this product hadn't I went into the research process on certain recycling topics and specifically plastic, which led me to dust strip. And basically research is very essential here, but it's about how we direct it to solve a certain problem that is much needed in our communities.
I want to ask a question, Dr. Saliba. Where do you think we can engage more in terms of, students, academia, support organizations? What are some things we're not talking about to support more students into creation?
I usually think, this is a little bit philosophical, that professors really do a great job and the way they do it is that it's like going into a field and throwing seeds. Okay, if you have 1,000 seeds in your pocket and you throw it out in the field, how many plants or how many trees do you think will grow from this? Very few. And this is what happens usually in a classroom. You throw the seeds out. The thing is, creators are very difficult to find. Not everyone is expected to be a creator and an inventor. What we're lacking, if we just want to just point out to what lacks is observation. People have, and this is what they say, they have long fingers, shorter brains now because everything they want to do is they Google it. What we need to do is be better observers. And by observing around us, we can identify what we need, not what somebody in China needs. And this is what I tell my students when they start thinking about Ibda. Creativity or creation of ideas come from needs most of the time. And this is where you can attend to your need and try to solve your problem. So I think what's lacking is not conversation, is observation.
Okay. And do you think they have the necessary resources?
They have more resources than you can ever think of. Everything is at the fingertip. We also have to be creative in the way we do our research. It's a sea of information and creativity and resources. Professors would love to teach, sponsor, help, advise, mentor people who have creative ideas.
I want to go back to the idea itself. How do we know when an idea is a good one? Before we get to the team, before we get to the execution, how do we know when an idea is good, and how do we stress test an idea, David?
Look, I think it's a great question. People in university, whether students or faculty, are at the perfect place to try to leverage the opportunities that they have and the situation that they're in to really be able to play around with this stuff. One of the key aspects of research, to just say quickly, is around coming up with a hypothesis and then trying to collect evidence. And whether you find that the evidence shows that what you thought initially was right or wrong is a great learning. And for a lot of faculty who go and can publish about what was found, both of that is, so to speak, a success in terms of publishing and finding and learning, contributing knowledge, etc. For students, I think every single class, whether the title of the class has the word entrepreneur innovation in it, or whether your teacher even knows that you want to do something related to entrepreneur innovation, every single class is an opportunity to test an idea. Every paper, every research project where you can choose the topic, etc., if you can look out into the world and see something that you like, or something that pisses you off, or something that you're curious about, that you want to change, that you think you have a cool idea for something, how can you use every opportunity of these classes to test something? And how many classes do you have per semester, per year? All of those as opportunities. And then being able to take advantage of the great faculty, the great minds who are there and giving you feedback about your ideas, etc. All of those, I think, are awesome opportunities. And if each one you go through, you learn, you spend a course, you do some research, you write some papers, you work on a project, and it turns out either that you're not into it, or that what you thought, there was no there actually, all of that is fine. That's great learnings. Then you have the next class, you can start anew and keep trying again. Now in terms of what to test, how to test, there's the book side of research and online, and like Professor Saliba said, there's tons of information at your fingertips. But one of the main things as well that we are huge advocates of, and I know Sammy and Speed as well, is around getting out there, talking to people, interviewing, connecting with the people who you think would be your customers or you think would be your stakeholders, and actually gathering info. Spend the day with them, talk to them, see how they think and feel and what they love and hate about whatever issue you're talking about. But you got to get out there and you got to talk to people and experience those circumstances, those situations.
Sami.
In Lebanon in general, people are afraid of sharing their ideas and try to get to know if this idea will work or not, if people want it or not. So the first thing what happens when someone has an idea, they start trying to maybe over-engineer it, develop it, and get it to a stage where it's the final polished product that maybe they're gonna sell. And what I would say, don't do that. Like the second you have an idea, share it. Share it as much as possible.
وهذا كان كل شيء لليلة. انتظرونا الأسبوع الجاي إن شاء الله بنفس الموعد. إلى اللقاء.